Yeah, it's economics. It's money. It has to be the most active, for lack of a better term, belief system that takes over the world right now. It doesn't matter who you are, what religion you come from, what culture you come from. This is something that we all live by, and money is essentially a belief. It's no more than a belief. Even Adam Smith, wrote. Everyone who studied his writings know that he said all money is a matter of belief. Right now, there's no doubt that thanks to this belief in attributing value to arbitrary units of something, we've grown into this interconnected, globalized, modernized society that we are today. It connected the world like nothing else, enabled us to create these lines of communication, transportation, trade and commerce and communication and whatnot. But the belief system is what you just said. The belief system is the more you have of it, the happier you are. The more you will have as opposed to others, the happier you will be. And guess what? We're seeing that it's wrong. It's just straightforward, downright wrong. Beyond a certain threshold, sure, if you have a lot of money in our world, you'll have a good life in terms of how you can conduct your body and the health you can give it and clothes and so on. But beyond a certain threshold of providing for your basic needs, you just don't get any happier with money. You get on what psychologists call a hedonic treadmill, meaning we get used to everything we get. And that's why the millionaire wants to be a billionaire, and the billionaire wants to have more than the billionaire, and then the other billionaire, and so on and so forth. And it's endless because it just doesn't work. We're on a treadmill, right? It's hedonic adaptation, psychologists call this. We know it from the wisdom of Kabbalah as simply, the pleasure neutralizes the desire when we try to fill the will to receive directly with pleasure. And so the belief system is wrong, but based on this belief system, we created a society that is predicated on a false idea that doesn't actually make us happy. So we have a system where there's scarcity, because in order for there has to be constant competition, right? I have to have more and someone has to have less. Someone has to have more than the other. So there has to be scarcity. It's built into the system. It's built into this idea of competition for the self-accumulation of wealth. And that turns into inequality. So no one can be equal. And look at where we've gotten to today, right? Like half the world's wealth belongs to 1% of the people. Something crazy like that. The bottom 90% of the world, I think, hold like 10 or 15% of the wealth. It's ridiculous. It's the flattest pyramid you'll ever see. That's what we've created. And labor for income, what many of us have already called out as modern slavery, working from day in and day out, spending so much of our days, so much of our time just working. And we tell ourselves the story, perhaps, that we're freely working in some company from dawn to dusk until we don't have any time to breathe anymore. And then it's not surprising that you see the research saying that like 80% of people hate their day jobs, and so this constant chase for survival, because you have to have more, and you have to make sure that you survive. That produces tension and stress and violence, ultimately on all levels, whether it's between countries due to economic tensions, or ultimately between individuals who are deprived, and that creates a certain kind of story in their lives. And so why am I saying all of this? Because at the end of the day, it's the story that we tell ourselves. Let's tell ourselves a different story. How about one where, in a world where we have AI and automation, we might not need scarcity? Maybe there can be everything for everyone. Maybe we can clothe and house and give medicine and food to everyone in the world.